Hi, I'm Pastor Margaret Duttera, the author of Spiritual Dawn. It was about 20 years ago that a small group of people made their way down to the beach for church, to get outside the box, to reach people that we knew would never walk through the doors of our little Lutheran church. The beach was the place of inspiration for the book, Spiritual Dawn. So what do you say we go there? Come on. In an environment like this, people have a sense of God without any words. But when the words they hear are words of grace, words of hope, words of possibility, the fears that they've had related to things spiritual tend to disappear. The people who most motivated me were people really that I met on these rocks on the beach, who would be people coming to visit the beach. They might be riding their bikes, taking a walk, coming to surf, or just to watch the water. But they would hear something that resonated in their heart, and they would dare to sit on these rocks first. What I learned about those people was that they did have a desire to make a connection with God, but that it hadn't worked for them, or they'd had negative experiences in the past. And so my hope now is to have the opportunity through Spiritual Dawn to make it relevant for people who have some background or some who have no background, but to remember who we truly are as spiritual beings.
So who are you really trying to reach in this book?
Two types of people, really. Those who have had some traditional background, hasn't connected, and those who have had none but just have, vague notions of what it means to be spiritual. The book is entitled Spiritual Dawn. It's a journey of 7 steps to awakening to life in and from the heart of God, home.
I think you got to pick it up.
I knew you were coming back.
Yeah. I wanted to be sure that, you're supposed to be able to talk about this book in a minute or less. Is that possible?
Well, yeah, I think I can do it.
Well, you better get on with it.
Okay. Spiritual Dawn. As the book begins, first chapter, waking up. Waking up to our true identity of who we are, who we were before we were born, who we are now, and who we will be forever in the presence of God. Then on to the Bible, what it is and what it isn't, sifting out the things that aren't helpful and lifting up the things that are. And then to go from there to the Bible of Jesus, of which you may know something or may not know much at all. But it's incredibly helpful as we make this journey, this progressive journey into awakening. And then how Jesus changes everything, his perspective, what he teaches us, and how we understand the Bible and who we are, even though we often misunderstand it. And then what I call GPS, God post-Scripture, the fact that God did not cease to create, God did not cease to participate in our lives and with us, and that indeed we are a part of God. And then from there, the real transition begins as we step into our spiritual dawn. Our awakening begins as we begin to understand in new ways what it means to be a spiritual being. And then finally coming to the place where we awaken to living our life in and from the heart of God, a very new and different perspective. And each of these chapters will have in it, first a reflective spiritual pause, then an original story, and also an affirmation to help ground us in this new place, awakened, where indeed we will know and live out of the truth who we are as spiritual beings.
So what really got you going on this book?
I went on a Hay House cruise, and on that cruise I took the writer's workshop, got the tools that I needed so that I could really put the parts together. Made all the difference.
Do you have a favorite part of your book?
Really the conclusion which gives us this opportunity to really get to a brand new place and a new perspective for living our daily life. Not with God in our heart, but rather from the heart of God, what it will be like for us all to live daily with that awareness and in that place. You said you had one more thing to say.
Well, somebody's got to say it. Thank you for your consideration. That's what you wanted to say.
That's true. That is what I wanted to say. And I hope we have an opportunity to talk soon.
Amen.
I can't wait for you to make this journey with me.